The added hours come after months of complaints from people claiming they couldn't get through to the Kansas Department of Labor. 41 Action News has profiled multiple people who have been left waiting for their checks. The state asks for the outside help to streamline the process. But what's the cost, and will it be enough? Investigator Caitlin Canute explains.
Last month, we talked to Wichita resident Dawnetta Ball, who said she'd been waiting weeks for her unemployment payments.
It takes hundreds of attempts to get into the phone queue.
She had problems not just getting paid, but getting through to anyone on the other end of the phone, something we've heard from countless others.
I had called unemployment over 500 times. I'm at a loss. I just don't even know what to do.
It's stories like these that prompted the Kansas Department of Labor to make some major changes, asking for help from an outside source.
We've had 40 years of neglect at this agency as it pertains to the IT systems. And unfortunately, those chickens have come home to roost, and this is what we're having to work through right now.
The company the state hired, Accenture, has been helping with training, technical support, manpower for a new call center, and more. Now, 41 Action News has obtained documents that show this will cost anywhere from almost $1.9 million to more than $2.6 million, depending on how many calls the call center takes. The good news is the state says that money won't be passed on to Kansas taxpayers. Instead, it's funded almost entirely by the federal government. But it is a sign the Department of Labor was underprepared for the 2 million weekly claims they've handled so far during the pandemic.
We're really focused on moving forward. We think we've brought in those resources that are necessary to identify those shortcomings and then have a pretty good solution on how we can move forward so that we can make sure that we're getting folks paid.
And if all your paperwork is submitted correctly, the acting secretary says you should see that money now in a matter of days. As for Dawnetta Ball, she did get her money, but it took time.
I finally got the last of my money from the time I filed. It was probably easily 10 weeks before I got it.
She has since gotten a new job and no longer needs the unemployment, but her daughter does. For her sake, Ball hopes the Department of Labor really is on the right track.
But for those people waiting on that, I'm not going to hold my breath.
Caitlin Canute, 41 Action News.